Jacob says, do you guys think that Democrats know that this impeachment effort will fail and they're just building up to an impeachment in 2022 midterms if the Democrats can take both houses?
Can I take this one?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think it fails. I think you have to define success to be able to measure it as to whether or not it's a success or a failure. You assume in saying that it will fail that the intention of the Democrats is to remove Donald Trump from office through the impeachment process. I don't think that
would be insane.
Yeah, they're not crazy enough to think that. They don't control the Senate. They would have to have not only control of the Senate, but a supermajority in the Senate in order to convict. Impeachment happens in the House, and then it goes to the Senate for conviction, right? So they're not doing this to remove Donald Trump. They're doing it actually because of a lesson that they learned during the Obama years. You'll remember right after the 2012 election that John Boehner and Mitch McConnell got together and they had a confab, and John Boehner came out and said, we decided that no matter what Barack Obama does, under no circumstances will we impeach him. They said this out loud, which would be about like saying, no matter what my 5-year-old does, I will never, ever lock up the drugs. Drug cabinet is open for business. Like, you've removed even the specter of any kind of constraints on the office. And we saw what happened. Barack Obama, his first term, he was further left than any of us would like, of course, but he was, with the exception of Obamacare, he was a normal run-of-the-mill Democrat presidential candidate. His second term is when he does all the big social moves to reorient the country sort of on a trajectory toward the left. And the Tea Party was so incensed, no matter how many times they sent messages to our politicians. We gave Ted Kennedy's Senate seat in Massachusetts
That's right.
to a Republican to stop Barack Obama's agenda. We gave the House to the Republicans to stop Barack Obama's agenda. We gave the Senate to Republicans to stop Barack Obama's
1,000
agenda.
seats around the country.
And then they said, yeah, we've got it all, but unless we have the White House, we're not going to do anything. And in many ways, I think that decision precipitates the election of Donald Trump as much as any other thing that happened. It incensed the movement.
Yeah.
And I think that what Nancy Pelosi learned from that, and it may be, she may have been slow getting there, but I think she's absorbed the lesson now, watching the rise of the Bernie Sanders fans, watching the rise of the Squad, watching the popularity of AOC, is she has come to realize if we are not seen to take major action against this president, our own base is not going to show up for us. The Rust Belt workers may show up for us, but the actual hardcore
you have to absorb rather than marginalize.
That's right.
You co-opt rather than
And
marginalize.
so it's a huge victory for her to impeach the president. Not because she's trying to oust him. And you might say, right, but what if the right rises to his defense and they lose the election? I think Nancy Pelosi would rather lose the presidential election.
Of course.
Than lose the support of the base for the party more generally.
And for herself.
I mean,
she made this clear earlier this year when she refused to go up against Ilhan Omar. So.
And so in many ways, she must impeach the president. And it is a victory simply to have done it.
Yeah, I think that's right. It was slower to get here, but there's a trigger.
I'm not as convinced. I'm not convinced it won't happen. So don't think I'm saying no. You guys are absolutely wrong. I think the odds are a lot higher than against them. You think they are. I don't think she wants to do it. And I think, I think the thing is they want to do this kabuki show. There's an amazing. They get a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Encouragement from the media to do this stuff. So that's the one reason I think that they might impeach, because the media will go nuts and it'll be, I mean, they've already got him. They've already got him.
I don't see how
suffering the death penalty.
Like, my big problem is not that I can't see why she wouldn't want to do it. I totally see why she wouldn't want to do it.
I
do
don't
not
see
see.
how
I get you.
I get you. Walks it back. There's just no way. I mean, she's come out. Once you say,
she can keep this charade going on for the rest of the
But that gets worse and worse for her the closer it gets to the election. If she's going to impeach him, she needs to impeach him by Christmas.
I think that's
right. I don't know, because at some point you can say, let's let the people decide.
Yeah,
at some point she says, let the people decide.
No, she can't do that. She can't. She's going to have to bring this thing up for a vote. If it goes down, it goes down, but she's going to have to bring it up for a vote.
There's even a world where she works behind the scenes to defeat
kill it, exactly.
Yeah. But there's no world where she doesn't bring it to a vote.
It's the reason. I mean, listen, a bunch of the quote unquote moderate Democrats have they signed what was her name, Spanberger, the one who ran for Dave Bratt's seat in Virginia.
Right.
She just sent that letter along with 7 other moderate Democrats to the Washington Post calling for the opening of the impeachment inquiry.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a pretty good indicator that even the moderates in the party have swung behind this thing.
Hey, you, it's me, Jeremy Boring. You already know that, of course. That's because you just watched the Daily Wire backstage. As the cigar smoke settles after another perfectly executed episode, why not ensure you never miss out on Daily Wire content? Go ahead and give that subscribe button a push. I'll wait. There you go. That's it. Much obliged, my friend. We will see you next time.